Holy smokus, it ain't no jokus. We got a slew of breaking news. FTX giving back the money. XRP hacked or not? A bank is crashing again. Plus, the Federal Reserve came out with its decision. What does this mean? All I ask is give me a beautiful smile. Smash that like button and let's get into it. So, Bitcoin fell a little bit into the Fed decision, which we'll get to in just a second, but now it's coming back. This is something that we see sometimes with the Fed decision, where the information will come out and then we'll see a pop-up once the Fed decision is the federal chairman starts talking. So I'll give you already the gist if you haven't seen it on Twitter or on a live stream. Federal chairman decided to keep the interest rates where they are, what was expected, and now we're seeing a little bit of a bounce back here from the markets. If we take a look here, we see Shiba Inu took a little bit of a dip here, came back as well, and the total crypto market took a dip, came back. Let's see just for a second what the stock market is doing. S&P 500, you can see it dropped here, right, at 2 p.m. Eastern time, and now it's coming back, right? So the things that he's saying is moving it up, right? And this is interesting because if you go and you check the Fed rate monitor thingamajig, it's now a 45% of a reduction and 55% keeping it where it is. And so I want to see how this is going to change in the next 6 weeks, because currently, I'll show you in just a second, the probability now of a reduction in March has gone down significantly. I'll show you that in just a second. But let's get to more crypto news first. So FTX is expected to repay its crypto customers in full. Now, this is massive because many people thought they would get 30 cents on the dollar at most, but now all the money is going to be coming back. And they also announced that they would not be opening FTX 2.0. So they're not going to be reimbursing everybody. What is a little bit off here is they're not going to be giving people, let's say you had 10 Bitcoins, they're not going to be giving you the price, the price of Bitcoin where it was. This is what Baylor Landry says. Repayments are based on crypto prices as of the petition date. If you had 1 Bitcoin in FTX, when they filed the BK, you are getting 16,000, not 43,000. So this is what Landry here says. This is interesting if this is actually the case. I'm not 100% sure. This is what Landry said. So if you were an FTX customer, go and actually figure out what you're going to get. But, better something than nothing at the end of the day. There was rumbling earlier this morning that it appeared that Ripple had been hacked for 213 million XRP, and the crypto market was rumbling. The price of XRP didn't really move, and then later it came out that it wasn't actually Ripple. You can see the price really just moved with the market, but then you can see there's a community note here that says Ripple wasn't hacked yesterday. Unauthorized access to Chris Larson's personal XRP account occurred. Distinct from Ripple, exchange and law enforcement have been notified. Ripple wallets remain secure. No Ripple managed wallets compromised. So this is just a personal wallet that got compromised here. It can happen to everyone, and the stolen funds have already been laundered. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets his money back. That's why I keep always saying, be careful, be careful, be careful. Don't click on any links. Don't connect your wallets to some farming thing. Don't do it. Be very, very careful. New York Community Bank Corp owner Flagstar Bank appears to be in serious trouble. They acquired 40 failing branches of Signature Bank last year as part of the federal bailout. If you remember, Signature Bank crashed. That was the bank, that I think it was March, right? That crashed there, and now it's down over 40% here today. Is this the beginning of a snowball effect here on the banks? And will we see, massive sell-off on the banks? And if you remember, in March of 2023, when the banks issue started, so the crypto market started moving up, if you remember. So it was back here. Bitcoin was at 20,000. It started moving up. It went all the way up to 28,000 when the bank started having issues. So could this be a catalyst now for the crypto market as well? It will be very, very interesting to see. So summary of the Fed decision. The Fed leaves rates unchanged for the fourth straight meeting. Fed does not expect rate cuts until greater confidence inflation is moving to 2%. And this is what's got people a little bit concerned, right? The fact that they're doubling down on the 2%, people thought that maybe they'd be like, you know what, 2%, it's kind of not realistic here. We'll be a little more flexible, but now they're saying they do not expect rate cuts until greater confidence inflation is moving towards. So maybe not to 2%, but towards. Highly attentive onto inflation risk with economic uncertainty. Job gains have moderated but remaining strong. Upcoming policy will be based on incoming data. So they're going to go month to month. And the Fed sees evolving outlook while balancing risks. Is the Fed backtracing on their pivot? So last month, or was it 2 months ago? I think, all right, 2 months ago, because there was Christmas, right? He was very, very hawkish. Sorry, very, very dovish, right? Dovish means positive. They were kind of pivoting, and now it's seeing that they're coming back a little bit around. And so you can see it says here, the committee does not expect it will be appropriate to reduce the target range until it has gained greater confidence that inflation is moving substantially toward that 2% goal. And so it will be interesting to see here what will happen. And as you can see here, odds of a March Fed rate cut plummet from 47% to 31% after the Fed interest rate decision. Less than 1 month ago, the odds of a March Fed rate interest cut were at 90%, right? So it went from 90 to 31. So people were very, very confident, and now it's flipping to the other side. It seems the market feel like the Fed is backtracing in their policy outlook. The base case now shows rate cuts beginning in May of 2024. Particularly, the Fed says that they do not expect it will be appropriate to cut. So that's what we said already. So the Fed pivot is still far from certain. It will be interesting to see here what happens, right, in the next few hours, in the next few days. Fed day is always very unpredictable. So, it dipped a little bit, then it came back. Now it came back, dipped a little bit more. It's very volatile. It's a day for sniper day traders, because actually today it wasn't that crazy, but sometimes it goes really crazy once the numbers come out and he speaks. So that's why I'm not saying the market is dropping, the market is pumping, because not a lot is happening. But it did happen, right? So the Fed kept it as we suspected at 525, and it will be interesting to see going forward what they do. And will it be February or March, or do we have to wait until May for a change? Actually, there's no February. It's March 20th, so it's 6 weeks out. So it's kind of like a month and a half, right? Because it's 6 weeks and 6 days, almost 7 weeks, so a little bit less than 2 months. It will be interesting to see how the markets react from this, because the stock market was, almost at 5,000. So it's pulling back a little bit. So the 5,000 is not going to happen unless there's some big rally in the next hour. So that prediction was off by a smidge, right? And it will be interesting to see next month how the markets react, because January was pretty good. Now let's see what February will be after this news that the Fed is staying put, but it will be going month to month going forward. Don't forget to smash the like button. Check out the links in the description down below. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.